How you hang out every day?
The drummer is my roommate. So together.
So you have to listen to him pounding on things all the time.
Yeah.
What's up, man? Come on. Are you excited for the show?
Yes.
Yes. Who are you here to see? What band?
Origami Angel.
Oh yeah. Hi, friend. Are you here for the band? You here for the show? You happy?
Origami Angel is my favorite band.
Your favorite band. Yes. Excellent.
Gonna have some fun tonight?
Origami Angel.
We are Origami, also known as Origami Angel. You're watching TMS Live. I'm Rylan.
I'm Pat.
Hello, everybody. My name is Radio. We are here in Shanghai, China, and we are joined by Origami Angel. Hello, boys. How are you doing today?
Hey, doing all right. How are you?
Pretty good. Let's go. You know, this is your first time in mainland China. How are you feeling so far? You've been here.
Feeling great. Everything has been so surreal, but it's been a really cool experience getting to see the city of Shanghai last couple days. Just getting prepped for this show. Everyone we've met, everyone we've talked to, just some people outside too that we met earlier. Everyone's been really, really cool. This is something we've been looking forward to for a long time. So we're just really excited about it.
Nice. How long have you been planning to come to China?
It all kind of came together like last minute when we were planning out this Asia and Australia tour. But so we've only really been on the ball for it for like the last 4 or 5 months. But once we found out as a possibility, it was just like, I haven't seen a lot of bands from where we're from do that type of thing. So it felt really cool. Like a really cool experience to just share our music and just the music of this genre that we've been a part of. So yeah, we've been looking forward to the possibility of it for a long time, but then the reality of it, I would say, for the last 4 months.
Of course.
Anything to add?
Pretty much everything you just said. Just surreal to be over here. I've always wanted to be part of like a band, just to like play as like many places as we can in the world, and like having China on that list is like, it's something I can't believe we're able to do, honestly.
Nice. And you have 2 stops in China, correct?
3 actually.
3.
Yeah. So Shanghai and Nanjing, and we're doing Guangzhou.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah.
So since you've been here, have you had any trouble like finding food or anything like that?
Luckily, our host specifically Zhang has been so good, showing us around, getting us great meals. Very tapped into the scene. So everything we've had, no issues so far. It's been going a lot smoother than I thought it would. Yeah. It was always nice.
I will say, I think I've just been going to Family Mart like 5 or 6 times since we got here.
Family Mart,
That's
just
true.
The stuff on the stick, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. The stuff on the stick.
The fam, the Lawsons never really let you down, but there's a lot of other great stuff that we're getting to experience for the first time too.
Yeah, for sure. And you'll have a little bit more time to eat more than just the fast food stuff from the convenience store.
Yeah, maybe.
Hopefully, we'll do hot pot after this.
Let's go.
Yeah, that's what you should have. What do you guys like as far as like a drink of choice? Do you do coffee, tea, beer? What do you
love? A coffee in the morning, water for the rest of the day for me.
I'm gonna say I love black coffee, and like same, it's like coffee and water for me for the most part, and the occasional Diet Coke.
Of course.
Yeah.
Daring
Diet Coke. So you guys are from Washington DC.
Washington DC, kind of. To everyone in the world, to us, we're from right outside in Maryland. But
okay.
It's the DC area. Yeah,
the DC area. How has that kind of shaped your like musical influence? How's the scene there, and how has it led to what you're doing now?
Yeah, I mean it's a rich history, obviously, for the scene. Like a lot of the roots of punk, emo, hardcore, you name it, whatever genre that ends with a core or an O, kind of came out from that area, and it's always been something to be pretty cool to just say like, okay, there's people from around this area. There's a lot of history here. It kind of just makes you feel like you can do it a little bit easier. It's like a little bit more accessible, and I feel like that has never really left the scene. So I think it's shaped it in one way or another, just in terms of like the I think a lot of the Discord bands of like specifically in like the 2000s, like Q and Not You, stuff like that, like really inspired me to feel like we could just do anything, because a lot of that like later Discord stuff, people were just going crazy and trying whatever they wanted to,
Sure.
And I think that has kind of found a way into our music, but in a very like a way you wouldn't really expect.
Sure.
That's my 2 cents, but
Nice.
I don't know what Pat has to say.
What do you think?
Pretty much everything you just said. I mean, the DC scene's very rich with like every band that's come out of there. As far as like on a personal level, don't know if many people know this band out here, but Darkest Hour is from DC that like shaped me as like growing up as a child and everything.
Nice.
Yeah.
And famously online, we know that actually the band started off as Idol Empire.
Well,
correct?
not the band.
Not this band.
Not this band.
Not this band,
That's
but-
how we met. But good research. Just got Nardward.
Hey, I'm trying. So, how did that kind of shape into the project you're doing now? You guys.
It's honestly, it's
getting
so transparent and so linear where it's like we were a high school band for the most part. And it's like once high school ends, you kind of end your high school band, and that's kind of what happened. And then Pat was in the band at the time, and I was playing like lead guitar and singing backup vocals, writing a little bit, but I had all these other songs that everyone told me were lame, and I was like, well, I kind of want to do something with that. Like, let's just continue making music, and yeah, it was a pretty smooth transition into Origami Angel, and within the next 18 months from that, maybe even less. And yeah, the rest is history. But yeah, Idol Empire, shout outs.
shout out. Your album, Somewhere City, kind of has this kind of like utopian kind of feel to it, like the themes. How did you kind of get into that? Like, what was the major inspiration for that album?
Yeah, so I guess as a lyric writer, I basically felt like I was listening to a lot of emo music that was like super sad, and I was in like a super bad place, and I still wanted to like be around, you know what I'm saying? So I kind of wanted to make a record that I felt like me and other people could like kind of look at and just be like, okay, like emo doesn't have to be necessarily inherently bad in terms of the content. Like you can still be emotional and relate to something that's happier or trying to be better. So I guess in a nutshell, it was just trying to kind of write music to what's the word that they say, manifest something better for myself as a 19-year-old when I was writing the record. So I think that's where it mostly came from. And it's been really cool to just see where other people have taken how it's impacted other people's journeys. That's like the coolest thing to me with that record specifically. I hear a lot of that, and it's just really cool to know that a place that I was in, other people might be in a similar place but have a similar experience.
How do you balance the kind of the emotional feelings with an album like that, and also keeping it like funny and like positive?
Honestly, I just feel like it's the key is to like never take yourself too seriously, but also never make yourself the joke. It's like I think that sometimes the most profound things are found in really ironic sources, or I guess and both of our first two LPs kind of dabble into that, where it's sort of tongue-in-cheek, but at the same time I feel like you look at the genre of like comedy is often sometimes the saddest things and sometimes the realest things. The saddest situations you can turn onto its head and make into a funny situation. And what is it, half a sorrow shared, or a sorrow shared is half a sorrow, but a trouble or whatever is double. I don't really know what it is. I can't do that off the top of my head, but I know that like kind of like sharing in the irony of it has helped me at least feel better about certain things. And yeah, I just feel like it just became a voice that the band has used for the last couple years.
Well, it's interesting because a lot of those things are kind of universal, right? So that's what makes comedy so funny, is that they can point out something that's tragic, and everyone relates to it in a way that we can all just like laugh about it.
100%.
Now you're with your latest album that just came out last year. How do you feel your band has progressed since your first album?
In so many ways. I mean, musically, I think we've been able to kind of take off the handcuffs that maybe we thought we had, and been able to kind of just throw stuff at the wall and see if it sticks. Tonally, I think it's a little bit more of a serious record. I think I would say it's probably the most serious that we'll get. I kind of want to bring the whimsy back.
Of course.
But at the same time, there are whimsical moments in it. It's a record where it was definitely different in that the tonality of the lyrics was very specific to one mood, and it wasn't very positive at all. But it was kind of trying to find positivity in the ambiguity of life, which is a little bit different. It's kind of turned on its head from the last two. Sure. But yeah, musically, I think we've grown a lot. I don't know what you have to say, Pat.
I was about to say, I think it's the tightest we've ever been musically for the most part. There's still a lot of the same elements I feel like that we used in Somewhere City, Gami Gang, and like every other release on this project, but just like I feel like we upped our game in that sense, you know.
Yeah, of course. Which I mean, we're always striving to do, right? Just be better and better. Playing as a two-piece, is it a little bit difficult doing some, doing live shows just as a two-piece? Do you find yourself like having some trouble transitioning from like what you do in the studio to like bringing it on stage?
I typically try to write the guitar stuff so that it will translate the way that we do it in our rig. There's challenges in that, like, it's always going to be a challenge, but that's kind of the fun of it to me, at least. Like getting to do all this pre-production, getting to do all this stuff that sets us apart. It's like it's the set of rules that makes it actually kind of like a little bit funner than just, we're gonna go play shows. It's like, okay, we're gonna actually try to like prove that we can do it. You know,
it's also probably easier to organize a practice time, right?
Yeah, for sure. It's
when
one
working
schedule.
with like 10 people. It's like, man, I'm busy.
It's 1 to 2 schedules at maximum that clash, right? So it's like, and at the end of that, now this is like what we do full time is the band. So it's very easy to do practice and schedule a tour like this is made it so much easier to just be able to, you know, come and have an opportunity in China, come have an opportunity in Hong Kong, have an opportunity in the Philippines, like something that we probably wouldn't be able to do if we had 4 or 5 people in the band.
It would be much more expensive for
Yeah,
sure.
100%.
And you're worrying about a lot of other people. We actually talked to another two-piece band, Rip Van Winkle from Japan.
Oh, nice.
And they said that being a two-piece is easier because rehearsal room is cheaper.
Yeah, it's stuff like that. It's easier. It's you only have to worry about one person in the rehearsal instead of 2 to 3 to 5 to 6. You know,
Sure.
There's less lines of communication that can be blurred, and on top of that, like when you're playing, you only got to be tight with one person instead of with 6. You know.
Well, let's just suppose you added one member to the band. Like, what instrument would they play, and what would you want to hear?
Yeah, definitely not bass. I got that covered with the guitar rig.
Okay. Just like electric
harp.
Electric harp.
Second drummer, can we do that maybe?
A second drummer.
I like a drum line.
I would say any more percussion would be sick.
Yeah, aux member, auxiliary.
Yeah.
Like I'm talking like a harp and like a xylophone and a shaker and a marimba. and give me a vibra slap as well. So
yeah. You can just have a whole chorus section too. Just have a bunch of background singers.
So I like that. I like that.
Yeah. Or background dancers you could do.
Yeah, dancers would be cool because then it's like it's not even like the instruments. It's like it's just vibe curation. So I think I like that.
I just want to ask one more thing. If you guys were to make like let's say a theme park,
Sure.
what would it be? Like what rides would you have?
I think we're rocking with. Wow, I've never thought of anything like this. We gotta have the 666 Flags roller coaster.
Okay.
I like the drop. I like the drop. That's the only roller coaster I ever really did.
Really?
Yeah, I can't do the spinny ones, but I like the drop.
The spinny ones, like cups, the teacups, that's the worst one.
Yeah.
I hate that.
love the cups.
You love the cups?
Pat, speak this because I don't know nothing about rides.
It makes me sick. Like,
I was say at one point I was an adrenaline junkie. I did love theme parks. Not so much these days, but it's like I would go with a lot of roller coasters. And do y'all know what the zipper is? It's basically this ride where it's a bunch of cage just around a bunch of like a big contraption and just being spun around.
Oh, yeah, and it
but
kinda
the
wobbles.
cages are free balling it and just like spinning up by like its own momentum.
oh my gosh.
It sounds terrifying, but I enjoyed it. Like emphasis on the word enjoyed. I wouldn't do it now though.
Okay. Oh, so
Skee ball.
you have an origami hat.
Oh yeah.
All right. Here, let me put mine on.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right.